My beloved child. Before anything else, do not skip this moment. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. What you are about to hear is connected to the title of this message more deeply than you can imagine. At first, it looked as if everything had finally settled. Your person believed they had reached the point where they could begin a completely fresh chapter. They convinced themselves that looking back would only slow them down. They organized their thoughts, created new plans, and tried to walk toward a different future. From the outside, it appeared that nothing could interrupt that decision. Yet life has a remarkable way of bringing back what the heart never truly released. There was one ordinary moment that changed everything. It was not dramatic. It was not loud. It was quiet enough that almost anyone else would have ignored it. A familiar song, a familiar place, a simple conversation, or even a passing thought carried a memory they had tried so hard to leave behind. In that instant, every wall they had carefully built began to shake. Memories have a strange power. They arrive without asking for permission, and once they appear, they refuse to leave quietly. Do not skip, because this is where everything begins to shift. Your person realized something they had been avoiding for far longer than they wanted to admit. They could start over with new routines. They could meet new faces. They could fill every hour with distractions. But none of those things erased the moments connected to you. Every memory reminded them of laughter they never expected to miss, conversations they thought they had forgotten, and feelings they believed time would quietly remove. Instead of disappearing, those feelings had simply been waiting beneath the surface. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. The surprising part is not that they remembered you. The surprising part is how deeply that memory affected them. They expected a passing thought. Instead, it stayed with them throughout the day. Every attempt to focus on something else somehow circled back to you. Questions they thought were already answered suddenly returned. Decisions they believed were final no longer felt certain. The fresh start they had prepared so carefully no longer looked as clear as it had only hours before. Sometimes people think moving forward means forgetting everything behind them. But the heart follows different rules. It remembers what mattered. It remembers moments that brought peace. It remembers conversations that changed everything. And when those memories return at exactly the right time, they ask questions that cannot be ignored. Don't skip. There is another reason this memory became impossible to ignore. It arrived with perfect timing. Just when your person believed they had finally closed one chapter forever, they discovered that the story still had unfinished pages. They began wondering whether they had misunderstood certain moments. They wondered whether distance had hidden truths instead of revealing them. They questioned whether walking away had really been the answer they once believed it was. That is why this message matters. What seemed like the beginning of a completely new path suddenly became a moment of reflection. Instead of rushing toward tomorrow, they paused to look behind them. Instead of searching for something new, they quietly remembered something that had never completely left their heart. They started realizing that some connections are not measured by how often two people speak. They are measured by how impossible they are to forget. Stay till the end. something even more unexpected is about to unfold. The memory that returned was only the first step. What followed after that memory is far more surprising than anyone could have predicted. It opened a door your person believed had been locked forever. And once that door opened, thoughts they had hidden from themselves became impossible to silence. Something huge is waiting for you, and this story is only beginning. A quiet realization began to grow, and your person could no longer ignore it. The memory that returned was not simply a reminder of the past. It felt different. It carried warmth, clarity, and a question that refused to disappear. The more they tried to continue with their fresh start, the more they found themselves comparing every new experience to the moments they once shared with you. Nothing seemed to create the same feeling. Nothing seemed to bring the same sense of peace. That was the moment they understood that some memories are not obstacles. Sometimes they are quiet signs pointing toward something unfinished. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. At first, your person believed this feeling would fade after a few hours. They thought a good night's sleep would make everything feel normal again. But the next morning brought the same thoughts back, only stronger. Instead of becoming smaller, the memory became clearer. They remembered details they had not thought about in a very long time. A smile. A conversation. A simple moment that seemed ordinary back then suddenly felt priceless. It was almost as if every forgotten piece had been carefully waiting for the perfect time to return. That is when something unexpected happened. They stopped asking themselves how to forget you and started asking themselves why they had been unable to forget you in the first place. That single question changed everything. It shifted their entire perspective. They realized that every plan for a fresh beginning had quietly been built on the hope that old emotions had disappeared. But those emotions had never truly left. They had only been silent. Don't skip, because the next part changes everything. As they reflected more deeply, they noticed something surprising. Every future they imagined somehow included the qualities they had admired in you. Every dream they built was shaped by lessons they had learned while thinking about you. Even without realizing it, your presence had influenced the way they looked at life. That discovery caught them completely by surprise. They had been trying to create a new chapter while unknowingly carrying the most meaningful pages of the previous one. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Then another unexpected moment arrived. Someone mentioned a familiar place. It lasted only a few seconds, but it was enough to bring another wave of memories. Suddenly, they remembered conversations that once made them smile for hours. They remembered encouragement they had received when they needed it most. They remembered kindness that had stayed in their heart long after the moment had passed. Those memories did not make them feel trapped. Instead, they made them realize how rare genuine connections truly are. The fresh start they wanted no longer looked as exciting as it had before. Not because the future had become less meaningful, but because they finally understood that the past still held answers they had never fully explored. Instead of rushing toward something new, they slowed down. They became thoughtful. They became curious. They wondered whether they had walked away too quickly from something that deserved another chance to be understood. Don't skip. This is where the story becomes even more remarkable. Your person started noticing little reminders everywhere. A familiar phrase. A familiar melody. A familiar color. These small moments appeared naturally, almost as if life itself was gently encouraging them to pay attention. None of these reminders forced a decision. Instead, they invited reflection. They encouraged honesty. They encouraged them to stop pretending that the memories no longer mattered. Stay till the end. The biggest surprise was still waiting. One evening, while thinking quietly about everything that had happened, they finally admitted something to themselves that they had never spoken aloud before. They realized that beginning again is not always about leaving people behind. Sometimes a true fresh start begins when someone finally understands the value of what they almost left behind. That realization filled their thoughts with hope instead of confusion. They no longer felt like they were running away from the past. They felt like they were finally learning from it. If this story is touching your heart, consider sharing it with someone who believes meaningful connections never truly disappear. If you are enjoying this journey, remember to subscribe so you don't miss the next chapter, because what happens next will reveal the moment your person faces a choice they never expected to make. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The memory was never the ending of their fresh start. It was the beginning of a completely different journey, one that would soon place them in front of a decision capable of changing everything they believed about the future. And what leads them to that decision is something they never saw coming. Everything changed on the day your person stopped running from their own thoughts. Until then, they believed staying busy was enough to silence every memory. They filled their schedule, focused on new goals, and tried to convince themselves that looking back would only slow them down. But something unexpected happened. The quieter life became, the louder one memory grew. It was not a memory that brought regret. It was a memory that carried meaning. That single realization became impossible to ignore. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. For the first time in a long while, your person asked a question they had been avoiding. What if the reason this memory keeps returning is because it still has something importante to teach me? That question stayed with them throughout the day. They replayed moments they had almost forgotten. They remembered words that once sounded ordinary but now carried extraordinary meaning. They remembered encouragement that arrived exactly when they needed it. They remembered how different life felt when your presence was part of their story. The more they reflected, the more they realized something surprising. They had been trying to replace a feeling that had never truly disappeared. Every new beginning felt incomplete because one important piece had quietly remained behind. They were not comparing people. They were comparing peace. They were comparing authenticity. They were comparing the comfort of a connection that never asked to be perfect, only genuine. Don't skip. Then came the moment they never expected. They found themselves smiling at a memory they had not thought about in months. It happened naturally. There was no effort. No planning. Just one small reminder that instantly brought back a feeling they believed was gone forever. That smile lasted only a few seconds, yet it revealed something remarkable. Their hearts still recognized the value of what they once experienced. Some memories fade with time. Others become clearer because they were built on something meaningful. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. As the days passed, they noticed another change. Instead of wondering what the future might bring, they started wondering what they had misunderstood in the past. Were there conversations they had rushed through? Were there moments they failed to appreciate? Were there opportunities they had overlooked simply because they believed there would always be another chance? Those questions became impossible to silence. Every answer seemed to lead back to one place. Back to you. Not because life had stopped moving forward, but because understanding had finally caught up with experience. Sometimes people only recognize the importance of a chapter after they have already turned the page. Your person slowly realized they had done exactly that. They had moved forward physically, but emotionally, one meaningful chapter had never truly ended. Don't skip. One evening, they looked at the future they had carefully planned. Everything appeared organized. Every goal made sense. Every decision seemed logical. Yet something was missing. It was not success. It was not excitement. It was a feeling that could not be created by plans alone. It was the feeling of knowing that some people leave a lasting imprint simply by being themselves. That realization changed the way they looked at everything. Instead of asking, "How do I move on?" they quietly began asking, "What if this memory returned for a reason?" That single question opened a completely different way of thinking. They stopped resisting the memories. They allowed themselves to appreciate them. And the more they accepted them, the more peaceful they felt. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The greatest surprise had not happened yet. Your person began noticing small patterns they had never paid attention to before. Familiar words appeared in conversations. Familiar places crossed their path unexpectedly. Familiar emotions returned without warning. None of these moments felt random anymore. They felt connected, almost as if life was gently reminding them that meaningful experiences are never truly erased. They simply wait for the right moment to be understood. That understanding brought confidence they had been missing. Instead of fearing the past, they became grateful for it. Instead of seeing memories as something that held them back, they started seeing them as reminders of what genuinely mattered. The fresh start they once imagined no longer meant forgetting everything behind them. It meant carrying the lessons, the kindness, and the meaningful moments into whatever came next. Don't skip. Because the next chapter is where everything begins to accelerate. Your person is now standing at a crossroads they never expected to reach. One path follows the future exactly as they originally planned. The other path begins with a memory that refused to disappear. They have not made their decision yet. But every passing day makes one truth clearer than ever before. Some memories return because they want to be remembered. Others return because they are preparing to become part of your future once again. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you, and the next chapter reveals the quiet moment that makes your person realize their heart has already started making a decision before their mind even notices. A single quiet moment became the turning point your person never expected. There was no grand announcement, no dramatic interruption, only a pause long enough for the truth to become impossible to ignore. As they looked ahead toward the future they had carefully planned, they realized that every important decision they were making was still being measured against one memory. That memory was not holding them back. It was guiding them toward a deeper understanding of what truly mattered. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. For days they had tried to convince themselves that moving forward meant leaving every chapter behind. But now they understood something completely different. A meaningful connection does not disappear simply because time has passed. Some memories become quieter, yet they never lose their value. In fact, they often become even clearer with time. Your person discovered that the moments they once considered ordinary had quietly become the most unforgettable parts of their journey. Every conversation they remembered carried a lesson. Every smile they recalled carried comfort. Every moment connected to you carried a feeling that no new beginning had been able to replace. That realization changed everything. Don't skip. The surprising part is that your person stopped searching for distractions. Instead of filling every free moment with something new, they began allowing themselves to sit quietly with their thoughts. And what they found there surprised them more than anything else. They did not find regret. They found gratitude. They realized that knowing someone who had left such a lasting impression was not something to erase. It was something to appreciate. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Then another unexpected discovery arrived. They looked back at the path they had walked over the past months and noticed a pattern they had completely missed. Every important decision had somehow been influenced by the lessons they learned while thinking about you. Their patience had grown because of those memories. Their understanding had become deeper because of those memories. Even the future they hoped to build had been quietly shaped by experiences they once believed belonged only to the past. It suddenly became clear that the fresh start they wanted had never truly been separate from the story they shared with you. That thought stayed with them. Morning after morning. Evening after evening. It refused to leave. Don't skip. There was one particular day when everything felt different. They paused during an ordinary routine and asked themselves one simple question. What if this memory returned because it was never meant to disappear? The answer did not come immediately. Instead, it arrived through countless small reminders. Familiar words appeared in conversations. Familiar places seemed more meaningful than before. Familiar emotions returned with unexpected clarity. None of these moments demanded attention. They simply invited reflection. And reflection slowly became understanding. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. As their understanding grew, so did their confidence. They stopped fearing what the memories meant. Instead, they became thankful for every lesson they carried. They realized that a genuine connection leaves more than memories behind. It changes the way a person sees the world. It changes the way they value kindness, honesty, and authenticity. Those qualities had become part of who they were, and they all traced back to one unforgettable chapter. Then came the realization that truly surprised them. They were no longer asking whether they should remember you. They were asking what they should do because they remembered you. That difference changed everything. Don't skip. This is the moment where the story reaches a completely new level. Your person now understands that the future cannot simply be built by forgetting meaningful moments. The strongest futures are often built by learning from them. What they once believed was the end of one chapter now feels like the beginning of another. Every memory has become a quiet reminder that some people continue shaping our lives long after a conversation ends. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. If this journey has stayed with you until now, share it with someone who believes that meaningful memories never truly lose their light. And if you want to discover what happens when your person's next decision finally unfolds, subscribe so you don't miss the next chapter of this story. The biggest surprise has still not arrived. Very soon, your person will experience one small moment that completely changes the direction of their heart. It will not happen through coincidence. It will happen through clarity. And when that moment arrives, they will finally understand why every attempt at a fresh start kept leading them back to the same unforgettable memory. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The next chapter reveals the quiet decision your person makes when they finally stop asking what they lost, and begin realizing what they may still have the chance to rediscover. The quiet decision your person made was invisible to everyone else, yet it became the most important decision they had made in a long time. Nothing changed on the outside. Their daily routine continued. Conversations continued. Life continued moving forward. But inside, something had shifted forever. They stopped treating your memory as a chapter that belonged only to yesterday. Instead, they began seeing it as a guide that had quietly prepared them for tomorrow. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. For the first time, your person allowed themselves to be completely honest. They admitted that every attempt to create a fresh start had always carried one unanswered question. Why did one memory continue to return with such peace instead of fading away like every other ordinary moment? They searched for an explanation, but the answer did not come through logic. It came through reflection. Every time they remembered you, they became calmer. Every time they thought about those meaningful moments, they felt more certain about the kind of future they truly wanted. That realization surprised them. It was never about returning to the past. It was about understanding what the past had been trying to teach them all along. Don't skip. Something huge is waiting for you. As this understanding grew stronger, your person noticed another remarkable change. They stopped chasing distractions. Instead of filling every quiet moment with noise, they embraced stillness. In those peaceful moments, memories became clearer than ever before. They remembered the conversations that inspired hope. They remembered the kindness that asked for nothing in return. They remembered the encouragement that arrived exactly when it was needed most. Each memory carried the same message. Some connections leave behind more than memories. They leave behind direction. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Then an unexpected thought appeared. Your person imagined what their future might look like 5 years from now. They pictured new opportunities, new places, and new achievements. Everything seemed exciting. Yet one question quietly entered their mind. What kind of people do I want standing beside me when those moments arrive? Without hesitation, their heart answered before their thoughts could. That answer surprised them more than anything else. It reminded them that genuine connections are not measured by how often people speak. They are measured by the lasting influence they leave on one another. That influence had never disappeared. It had simply been waiting for the right moment to be recognized. Don't skip. The story is about to become even more meaningful. Your person realized they had spent so much time preparing for a different future that they had never paused to appreciate how much they had already grown. Looking back no longer filled them with uncertainty. It filled them with gratitude. Every lesson had shaped their character. Every meaningful memory had strengthened their understanding of what truly matters. Instead of seeing the past as something closed forever, they began seeing it as the foundation of everything they hoped to build next. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Then came the quiet discovery that changed everything. One ordinary evening, while reflecting on everything that had happened, your person smiled without even realizing it. There was no special occasion. Nothing extraordinary had happened that day. The smile appeared because they suddenly understood something they had overlooked for a very long time. The memory that kept returning was never trying to interrupt their fresh start. It was trying to improve it. That realization transformed the way they viewed every previous decision. They understood that moving forward does not always mean leaving meaningful chapters behind. Sometimes moving forward means carrying the wisdom, kindness, and authenticity of those chapters into every new beginning. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Now your person feels closer than ever to complete clarity. The uncertainty that once surrounded them is slowly disappearing. Every day brings greater confidence. Every reflection brings greater understanding. Every quiet moment strengthens one simple truth. Some memories stay because they still have a purpose. Some memories return because they still have a future. And now, your person is beginning to believe that the story they thought had already ended may still have one unforgettable chapter waiting to unfold. The next part reveals the moment when your person finally stops wondering whether the memory means something, and begins taking the very first quiet step that could change everything they believed about where their heart truly belongs. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. There comes a moment in every meaningful story when silence speaks louder than words. That moment finally arrived for your person. They were no longer trying to decide whether the memory mattered. That question had already been answered. The real question had become something much bigger. What should I do with everything I have finally understood? Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. For a long time, your person believed that clarity would arrive all at once. They expected one dramatic moment that would explain everything. Instead, clarity arrived quietly. It came through ordinary mornings, peaceful evenings, and small reflections that slowly revealed a truth they had never noticed before. Every memory connected to you had one thing in common. It always inspired hope. It never encouraged fear. It always reminded them of authenticity, kindness, and a connection that had left a lasting impression. That realization completely changed the direction of their thoughts. Instead of asking how to move further away from the past, they began asking how to carry its best lessons into the future. Don't skip. Something huge is waiting for you. As the days passed, another surprising pattern became impossible to ignore. Every time they imagined a truly happy future, the qualities they admired most were the very qualities they remembered from the chapter they had shared with you. They were not remembering details out of habit. They were remembering values. They were remembering honesty, encouragement, patience, understanding, and the quiet comfort that cannot be created overnight. That discovery was far more powerful than they expected. It showed them that meaningful memories are not simply stored in the mind. They become part of the person we are becoming. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Then came an ordinary afternoon that turned into an extraordinary moment. Your person paused in the middle of a busy day and realized something they had never admitted before. Every fresh plan they had made was built around becoming the best version of themselves. Yet when they thought about the moments that had inspired that growth, one chapter always stood above the rest. It was not because it was perfect. It was because it was genuine. That truth stayed with them. The more they reflected, the clearer everything became. Don't skip. The biggest surprise was still waiting. For the first time, your person stopped trying to predict the future. Instead, they focused on understanding the present. They realized that the memory returning was not asking them to live yesterday again. It was reminding them not to lose the qualities that had once made life feel meaningful. That simple understanding brought an unexpected sense of peace. Questions that had troubled them for months suddenly became much easier to answer. They no longer felt divided between moving forward and looking back. They finally understood that both could exist together. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Then another quiet realization appeared. Your person noticed that they had started smiling more often whenever they reflected on the lessons they had learned. They were no longer remembering only moments. They were remembering who they had become because of those moments. Gratitude slowly replaced uncertainty. Confidence quietly replaced hesitation. The chapter they once believed had ended had continued shaping their future without them even realizing it. That was the turning point. Not because everything changed overnight, but because everything finally made sense. Don't skip. Something huge is waiting for you. Your person now understands that the strongest fresh starts are never built by pretending meaningful memories never existed. They are built by taking everything valuable from those memories and allowing them to guide future choices. This understanding has given them a new perspective they never imagined possible. They no longer see the memory as something that interrupted their journey. They see it as the reason their journey became more meaningful. And now, something remarkable is beginning to happen. Every day brings greater certainty. Every quiet reflection brings greater confidence. Every meaningful memory strengthens one undeniable truth. Some chapters never stop influencing the future because they were always meant to become part of it. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The next chapter begins with the moment your person quietly accepts what their heart has been telling them all along. It is a realization so simple, yet so powerful, that it changes the way they see every decision ahead. The fresh start they once imagined is no longer about leaving everything behind. It is about moving forward with a clearer heart, deeper wisdom, and a renewed appreciation for the connection that refused to be forgotten. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Because the next part reveals the unforgettable realization that transforms one returning memory into the beginning of an entirely new chapter. The final piece of the story did not arrive with noise. It arrived with certainty. Your person finally reached the moment they had been moving toward ever since that forgotten memory quietly returned. What once felt like confusion had become complete clarity. They no longer wondered why your memory had appeared at such an unexpected time. They finally understood that it appeared because their heart was ready to recognize its true meaning. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. They looked back over everything that had happened since they decided to begin a fresh start. At first, they believed the memory was only a brief interruption. Then they thought it was simply nostalgia. Later, they realized it was something much deeper. Now they could clearly see the entire picture. Every reminder, every quiet reflection, every unexpected smile had been leading them toward one unforgettable realization. Some memories return because they still have something important to say. That truth changed everything. For the first time, your person stopped asking, "Why can't I forget?" Instead, they asked, "Why did this memory return at exactly the right time?" The answer slowly revealed itself. It returned because they had finally become the person who could understand its value. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. As they reflected on the journey, they noticed something extraordinary. Their fresh start had not failed. It had succeeded in a completely different way. Instead of taking them away from meaningful memories, it had helped them discover which memories truly deserved a permanent place in their life. That discovery felt more valuable than any plan they had originally made. Every challenge had taught them patience. Every quiet moment had taught them gratitude. Every memory connected to you had taught them authenticity. Those lessons became the strongest foundation they could ever build upon. Then came the most surprising realization of all. Your person understood that the future they truly wanted was never about pretending the past had never happened. It was about carrying the best parts of every meaningful experience into every new chapter ahead. That understanding filled them with a calm confidence they had not felt in a very long time. Don't skip. Because the story reaches its most meaningful moment now. Your person smiled as they remembered one simple truth. The memories that had returned were never asking them to live yesterday again. They were reminding them of the kind of connection, kindness, honesty, and understanding they wanted to protect in every tomorrow. That realization transformed everything. The memory that once seemed unexpected had quietly become one of the greatest lessons of their journey. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Looking back, they could now see every step clearly. The decision to begin a fresh start. The unexpected memory. The quiet reflections. The growing understanding. The peaceful acceptance. Every single moment had been connected, even when they could not see it at the time. Now they finally could. And with that understanding came a quiet confidence. They no longer feared what tomorrow might bring. They no longer questioned why the memory returned. They simply appreciated that it did. Because sometimes the greatest turning points in life begin with the smallest reminder. Don't skip. Something huge is waiting for you. If this journey stayed with you from beginning to end, share it with someone who believes that meaningful memories can change the direction of a person's heart. And if you want to continue experiencing stories that reveal hope, reflection, and unforgettable moments, subscribe so you never miss the next journey. As this chapter closes, one truth remains. Your person was ready for a fresh start. Until a memory of you came back. And in the end, they realized it was never an interruption. It was the beginning of a wiser heart, a clearer future, and a deeper understanding of what truly matters. Stay till the end. Don't skip. Because every meaningful story reminds us of one timeless lesson. The memories that quietly return are often the ones that shape our brightest tomorrow. The story does not end when the memory returns. It ends when that memory finally reveals why it refused to disappear. Your person has now reached that unforgettable moment. Every question that once filled their mind has slowly been replaced by quiet certainty. They are no longer searching for signs because they have already discovered the greatest one of all. The memory that came back was never there to hold them in the past. It came back to help them recognize what was truly valuable before they walked too far away from it. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Looking back, your person can now see every unexpected moment as part of one incredible journey. The ordinary afternoon that suddenly felt meaningful. The familiar song that brought back a forgotten smile. The quiet evening when they found themselves reflecting instead of rushing. At the time, none of those moments seemed extraordinary. But together, they formed a message that became impossible to ignore. The message was simple. The most meaningful connections are not always the loudest. They are the ones that continue to bring peace long after the moment has passed. That realization changed everything. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. For the first time in a very long while, your person stopped worrying about what everyone else expected. Instead, they asked themselves one honest question. What brings genuine peace to my heart? The answer arrived immediately. Not through excitement. Not through pressure. Not through uncertainty. It arrived through the same memory that had returned again and again until it was finally understood. That was the moment they smiled, because they realized something almost unbelievable. The fresh start they had been chasing was never about finding something completely different. It was about becoming wise enough to recognize what had already changed them for the better. Don't skip. Something huge is waiting for you. As they continued reflecting, another truth became clear. Time had not erased what mattered. Instead, time had removed distractions. What remained was what had always been genuine. Every lesson, every encouraging word, every meaningful conversation had quietly become part of the person they were today. They no longer looked at those memories with uncertainty. They looked at them with appreciation. That appreciation brought confidence. That confidence brought clarity. And that clarity brought peace. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Then came one final realization that completed the entire journey. Your person understood that some stories are remembered because they were exciting. But the rarest stories are remembered because they transformed someone from the inside. That is exactly what happened here. The memory of you did not simply return. It quietly transformed the way your person understood the future. Instead of asking, "What should I leave behind?" they began asking, "What values should I carry with me forever?" The answer was already waiting. Kindness. Patience. Honesty. Hope. Understanding. The very qualities they had come to treasure through the memories they could never forget. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Now the title of this journey finally makes complete sense. Your person was ready for a fresh start. Until a memory of you came back. That memory did not stop their future. It refined it. It reminded them that every meaningful chapter leaves behind wisdom worth carrying forward. It reminded them that genuine connections shape us long after a conversation ends. And it reminded them that sometimes the greatest turning point in life begins with one quiet memory that appears at exactly the right moment. As this journey reaches its final page, one message remains. Never underestimate the power of a memory that returns with peace instead of regret. Never ignore a lesson that continues to make your heart stronger. And never assume that a meaningful chapter has lost its value simply because time has passed. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is always waiting for those who choose reflection over rushing, gratitude over doubt, and hope over fear. Sometimes the future begins the very moment you finally understand why one unforgettable memory never truly let go. The final truth was never hidden. It was simply waiting for the exact moment your person was ready to see it. Every step of this journey, every quiet reflection, every unexpected memory had been leading toward one unforgettable realization. What they once believed had interrupted their fresh start had actually become the reason their future felt more meaningful than ever before. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Your person sat quietly one evening and replayed the entire journey in their mind. They remembered the confidence they once had when they decided to move forward. They remembered believing that every old chapter belonged behind them. Then they remembered the single unexpected memory that changed everything. At first, it seemed small, almost insignificant. But now they understood that it was the first page of a completely different story. That memory never demanded attention. It simply remained. Patiently. Quietly. Faithfully. Waiting until your person was finally ready to understand it. Don't skip. Because this is the moment where every piece comes together. They realized that every attempt to forget had taught them the value of remembering. Every effort to move forward had revealed what truly deserved a place in their future. Every ordinary moment had quietly prepared them for this extraordinary understanding. They smiled because they finally understood something they had never seen before. A fresh start is not about becoming a completely different person. A true fresh start is about becoming a wiser version of yourself while carrying forward everything that genuinely made you stronger. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Then came the thought that completely transformed the way they viewed the entire journey. What if this memory returned because it was always meant to become part of my next chapter instead of remaining part of my last one? That single question changed everything. For the first time, your person stopped separating the past from the future. Instead, they saw one continuous journey filled with lessons, growth, gratitude, and understanding. Nothing had been wasted. Nothing had been meaningless. Even the moments of silence had shaped them into someone with a clearer heart and a deeper appreciation for authentic connections. Don't skip. Something huge is waiting for you. As they looked ahead once more, they noticed something remarkable. Their future no longer felt uncertain. It felt intentional. Every goal they wanted to achieve now rested on a stronger foundation. They understood that success means very little without kindness. Progress means very little without gratitude. New beginnings mean very little if they require forgetting the people and moments that help shape who we become. That realization filled them with quiet confidence. The confidence to move forward without pretending meaningful memories never existed. The confidence to appreciate the past without becoming trapped by it. The confidence to welcome tomorrow while honoring yesterday. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Now the title has revealed its deepest meaning. Your person was ready for a fresh start. Until a memory of you came back. But the greatest surprise was never the memory itself. The greatest surprise was what that memory awakened inside them. It awakened gratitude where there had been doubt. It awakened clarity where there had been uncertainty. It awakened hope where there had once been hesitation. And above all, it awakened the understanding that the most meaningful connections continue shaping our lives long after a single moment has passed. Don't skip. As this story reaches its final words, remember this one timeless thought. Some memories disappear because they have completed their purpose. Some memories return because their greatest purpose has only just begun. Your person's journey was never about looking backward. It was about discovering that one unforgettable memory had quietly become the bridge leading toward a brighter tomorrow. Stay till the end. Something huge is always waiting for those who are willing to pause, reflect, appreciate, and recognize the quiet moments that change everything. And perhaps the most remarkable discovery of all is this. Sometimes the beginning you have been searching for arrives disguised as a memory you thought belonged only to the past.